The choice that Goku made to give Moro a Senzu Bean and let him live in Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 65 has been incredibly and heavily criticized by the Dragon Ball fandom all over the world. But the truth is that Goku has always made some questionable decisions, and even though things may have worked out in the end, there was still a gradual and sometimes high risk of catastrophic failure. So on this video, let's look back at Goku's worst decisions, his most naive choices, and some of which are just plain out, flat out dumb. I will always love Goku as a character, but man, he's gotta really think about things sometimes. So let's look back at Goku's biggest mistakes throughout the history of the series. Now, before we go into the actual history of Goku's bad mistakes, I want to say that some of these mistakes were indeed dumb and questionable, but also remember that at times they ended up working out for Goku in the future. However, the risk of doing this with villains, which he's done numerous times since then, is always a very big gamble because we're dealing with Frieza, who is pretty irredeemable, and it wouldn't be the last time that Frieza would get a break from Goku. And don't even forget the fact that Goku went so far and had so much mercy as to give Frieza energy at the end of their fight, which Frieza used to try to kill Goku and wound up looking stupid. But nonetheless, even though Goku was way stronger than Frieza and he was confident in himself, it was still a risk to do what he did. Don't forget, of course, the infamous time when Goku gave Cell a Senzu. He had actually given Piccolo a Senzu in the earlier arc, the 23rd tournament in Dragon Ball, but this is the one that fans have pointed back to with the Moro arc, saying why would Goku do that, knowing that Cell was so dangerous, but he had a lot of confidence in his son. After decisively defeating Moro with the completed version of Migate no Gokui, the Ultra Instinct completed version, Goku not only spares Moro, which in itself is a bit naive, but then crosses into dumb territory by giving him a Senzu Bean. It's just that when we're dealing with intergalactic evildoers that can risk harming millions upon billions of lives, you kind of got to think a little bit more, and you have to figure out ways to prevent the damage instead of just allowing the damage to happen and then fixing it later.